my friend. Welcome to the Andy Special, a podcast about community with entrepreneurs who create spaces for it to thrive. I'm your host, Ashley Chonka, and I'm excited to share with you the voices of those who do the everyday work of building community. Today with me is Rebecca Ashworth, ColorStreet Executive Director and Special Education Teacher. Her birthday is next week. Join me as I wish her an early happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Rebecca. I hope you enjoy your next orbit around the sun.
Hello, Rebecca. How are you today?
Good, Ashley. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate your time. As you said, my name's Rebecca, and I am an entrepreneur, right? I'm 38. I'll give my age out there. I have 3 kids, 10, 7, and 6, and I have a husband. I work full-time as a special education teacher, as you said, and I have a side hustle. My side hustle is ColorStreet. I just recently have been promoted to Executive Director within ColorStreet, so it's a huge accomplishment in my little side hustle career.
Oh my gosh, congratulations!
Thanks. It was super exciting, very stressful, but very exciting. So I love ColorStreet. If you don't know what it is a dry nail polish. It's 100% real nail polish. It goes on dry, no heat, no tools, no dry time. And I think what I love about it the most is that so many people, right? Nail polish is a $9 billion a year industry worldwide. So nail polish is like all that and a bag of chips. Everybody loves it. And so this amazing product has brought so much joy to so many people. And so it's easy to love.
Oh yeah, especially as someone who met you, knowing that I cannot do my nails. I've tried multiple times over the years. And when you showed me the nails, I was like, wow, I can't have painted nails.
It's the wow factor. I know everybody looks at them and say, I can't believe that just happened. So it's awesome.
It really is. So can you let us know about how you became a special education teacher?
Sure. So I forever, as a little kid, everybody always asks you, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. I had real influential teachers in my life, going through middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school, even in college, some really amazing professors. And so I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. The special ed piece came in. My brother was special ed when he was in school, and he had an IEP, and I just saw the love that the teachers gave him and the encouragement and just how they came around him and basically were his advocate, right? And I came from a family who has a bunch of special needs family members. So I guess I feel like it was just in my bones and my blood to always be drawn to that population, the special ed population. So I went to school. I took the scenic route. It took me a long time to get my bachelor's degree, but I graduated and I fell into a position at an alternative high school. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I fell in love with the emotional and behavioral support students. And so that's not where I am now. I'm at a career and technical high school. But I do special ed work, and it's my absolute favorite. And I have such a passion for helping students and helping them succeed and reach their goals.
Wow, you're doing the good work.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Wow. Can you talk a little bit more about your education journey of getting your bachelor's, since you said it was a bit of a time for you?
Yeah. So my parents were middle of the road. They were divorced in 1988, and they didn't have any money. My mom worked 2 jobs to support my brother and I to give us what we needed. And my dad was kind of my mom divorced him. So we my college career was me just having to pay my way through college myself. So it took me a little bit longer. I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist. So making sure that I was getting good grades. It took me a little bit longer to get through, but I ended up graduating with like a 3.9, which I was like 10 years to get my undergrad and I got a 3.9, I'll take it. But I went to Montgomery County Community College from the first 6 years to get my associates, and then transferred to Temple. Yeah, go Owls, whoop whoop. To Temple to finish my undergrad in special ed and elementary ed.
Wow, that's awesome. Like your perseverance to keep going after it, like for a decade. That takes a lot of dedication to do that, and I commend you for it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad it's over.
Also, as someone who was also in special education when I was younger, I definitely feel that way about my teachers, that they opened me up to a whole new world of possibilities, after being told that, I wouldn't be able to do certain things, but, they treated me as if I could. And
exactly.
Now I know that I can.
Look at you. Absolutely. Podcast and all, girlfriend. Huge accomplishment and dedication on your end, too.
Oh, thank you. So when you first started with ColorStreet, like what drew you to it? How did you find out about it?
Oh, this is a fully loaded question. So I had been pursuing my master's degree. I had 3 little kids, and I needed to go back and get my master's because my certification for teaching needed to transition from a level 1 to a level 2. And in order to do that, the last piece of it was going back and getting my master's. So I took a 1-year online accelerated master's program. Craziest year of my life, 3 little kids. My parents were living with us at the time, and my mom said, just go and do it now. Like, we don't know where we're going to be in 6 years when you're going to actually have to have it done. So just go and do it now. And I was like, all right. So I did it, and I graduated, and all was good. And I felt after I graduated in March of 2018, I all of a sudden, like, I come off this like whole year of just doing for me, right? Even though it's like school, whatever, it was like I had like a reason for me for like being, I don't want to say like living, but essentially like you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a daughter, you're a friend. And I had me when I was going through my college program, right? My master's program. So I stopped that. And then all of a sudden I was like thrown back into this world that was like just living and doing for everybody else and forgetting about who I was. So it's like lost in the everyday mundane. So fast forward to August, my sister-in-law was hosting a party on Facebook and was like, hey, you should join. And I was like, oh, whatever. So I joined, I got a sample, and I was super skeptical. But when I put it on, as you can imagine, like exactly the way you said, you're like, what just happened? What did I just put on my nails? And essentially the rest is history. I signed up to sell before I even bought a set. And my thought was, well, worst case scenario, I buy this kit that comes with 10 sets. And at the time it was 10, now it's 13. You buy 10 sets that I'm going to wear anyway. I'm going to buy it anyway. So I might as well just get the kit. And it has just been nonstop for the last almost 3 years. So that's really like the story. It just was like me trying to find me again. I was so lost for those like 7 months after not really like, doing everything for everybody. I needed something for me again. So that's what happened. There's so much more to ColorStreet than nail polish. It's never just about the nail polish. And it ties so brilliantly into your topic of community. It really does. The founder and CEO, just the backstory, came over from South Korea in 1983, pursuing professional opera in New York. He's amazing. And Mr. Park was, I know, right? What's happening? I don't know. Mr. Park was on a bus, and he was watching this lady in a taxi struggle to paint her nails. Could you imagine trying to paint your nails in a taxi in New York?
That'd be a struggle in the first place.
Yeah, right? Like most people can't paint it sitting still in a chair. So he said, like, I know that there has to be a better way. So he took like welding classes and learned chemistry and machine fabrication, and created this machine, created this formula, created this technology. And his whole purpose was he wants to color every street with ColorStreet. That's like his whole like tagline, right? So he refused for years, right? People wanted to buy. They don't want to buy his product. They want to buy his technology. They want to buy his formula. And he said, no, I have big plans. I have a bigger purpose in my life, and I'm trying to figure this out. Nice businessman. So anyway, fast forward to 2017, ColorStreet launches, and within a year's time, they launched their foundation, which is a community of people who are all about giving back to the community, using nail polish as their way to do that. So they have donated over $3.5 million to different organizations and charities over the last 3 years, because of what nail polish, just because of nail polish.
Wow.
So he's a very big community. He's very big he donated during COVID. He was sending out N95 masks and PPE to all the local, warehouses, or, the essential workers, the nurses and the hospitals. He was providing them with their PPE and masks and whatnot. So he's a very big community man.
Wow. Well, as you're talking about community, what does community mean to you?
My mom always said it takes a village, right? So community is just people really coming together, working towards a common goal, right? A lot of the times you find within a community, a lot of people have the same beliefs. As we grow more diverse, we have a community of diverse people, right? But I think that the best part about the world that we live in is that although there are so many differences, as a community, we can come together and kind of break that stereotype and really, really see how working together can create such good in the small community and the large community.
Okay. So how would you say like the differences between doing that with the small community and the large community?
So, it starts somewhere, right? It starts somewhere small. You have a church who comes together to do a food pantry, and they help provide whatever it is that people need to the local community, right? You have a kid who watches this and sees what happens, and they want to then start something of their own, and they start something that reaches more than just their immediate community. You have like Alex's lemonade stand, right? Who this mom and Alex were just selling lemonade, and it's become this like huge organization of people who just donate for the good of the community, right? To help people. So I think they're related because it starts somewhere, and it starts in that small community. It takes one act of kindness to bring a community together, and then that community can make a huge impact for other communities, much bigger.
Definitely. Like I feel like one act of kindness just kind of snowballs into the whole community, and then everyone's doing acts of kindness in that community.
Yeah, well, think about somebody who pays for you for your Dunkin' order, right? You now have money to pay for the person behind you. Like, how long could that go on for? Who the heck knows? But that's cool.
That is pretty cool.
Mm.
So how has community lifted you up?
I am so blessed to have a church family where yeah, there's so many different examples that I could give of how community has lifted me up. I mean, like I said, it takes a village. I mean, I have 3 crazy wild children who they are wild. They're not here right now. That is why it is quiet. But the church has this Meals That Bless I don't know, organization within the church. And after I had my daughter, I had meals for weeks from my church community. That was something that meant so much to me, right? So it lifted me up. It helped me to not worry about that, right? Not worry about dinner, not worry about feeding hungry mouths and bellies. And I was able to focus on really like raising my newborn, helping my toddler, helping my, preschooler. And then that gave me the opportunity to then do it to somebody else because I knew how much it meant to me.
Oh, that's awesome. How do you like to give back?
So I give back multiple ways through my school. We are a career and technical high school in Eastern Montgomery County. We service 9 different school districts, and we are huge in the community. The community gives to us, and we give back to them. And one of the things that we do is we host community events throughout the course of the year. And the community events raise money to basically give away to students at the end of the year at our award ceremony for that student to then put money towards either their college career or, tools of the trade that they would use in their career as they move forward from our school. And so I really enjoy being involved with that piece. Okay. So that's one way that I do that. I like to organize. I love to organize things and, start parties and everything like that. So that's like my gift for sure. And with ColorStreet, I have been able to give back to the community through a multitude of things. Vendor events, one, most of the time when we're doing vendor events, the money is going towards a benefit, right? So I enjoy doing the community events, not to sell nail polish. It's always nice to sell nail polish, but it's reaching out and talking to people and learning about people, and meeting new people, Ashley, connecting with people from all over, right? And I have done fundraisers where I have taken my commission and I have donated it directly to whatever organization. So I've done for ALS, I did a Relay for Life, donated my commission to my friend's team. I did a fundraiser for my friend who has 2 little boys who have epilepsy. And so we raised over $600. And what she wanted to do with that was she wanted me to take all of that money and put it towards things that the nurses at the hospital could use. So I made them a basket of like markers and hair ties and, anything nurses, mints and gum and, nail polish, everything that nurses could use. And so $600 worth of stuff. Lottery tickets, I think I put in there, gift cards I put in there, just to give back, right? And that was during the time, right? That was during COVID. So really, and then just for myself, I'm always given sets of nail polish away because people feel so good to get something just because, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I like to give back through nail polish and then also, I do have another side business and I do like t-shirts and mugs and stuff. And I have some teacher friends who they teach emotional support and they're like, can you help us give a gift to these seniors? And I was like, absolutely. And I just created 12 mugs for these seniors who were graduating. And it was like, this is a mug. I still have my senior mug from my senior year of high school. So, those things go a long way.
Yeah, they're like, it's memorabilia, it's memories.
Absolutely.
So with ColorStreet, can you talk a bit about like how you built your community with that?
Yeah, so I am so blessed. I have an amazing community within my own team. I have like 120 people on my team who I they are amazing. They're incredible. And we always come together. And that is a community in and of itself, right? The ColorStreet world is a community of stylists, raising each other up, holding each other's hands, laughing together, crying together, celebrating together, but with ColorStreet, I have a VIP group, right? If you're a Backstreet Boys fan, my name on Facebook is Backstreet Nails. All right. Did you sing it in your head? Right. I know you did. So you'll never forget it. Look me up, Backstreet Nails. All right. And I have, isn't that great, right?
It's beautiful.
It was either that or Becky with the good nails. I mean, one of the two.
Oh my gosh.
But they voted on the Backstreet Nails. So this is a community of women who some of them I've met before, but these women have shown me that you don't even need to know somebody to care about them. My mom passed away, and it was at that time that I realized that I always say, like, it's always more than nail polish. It's not the nail polish. It's about the people. It's about giving back. It's about working hard, achieving your goals. Like, it's never really about the nail polish, right? The nail polish just drives all that. But when I was getting flowers and cards and gift cards and messages in my inbox, I was blown away at how a community of women who I've most never met came together to support someone who they've never met before, right? So that makes me just totally unbelievably baffled that nail polish has done that.
Nail polish created a whole universe of people who care about you. So is ColorStreet all over the United States?
It's distributed out of Clifton, New Jersey.
So cool.
Yeah.
How long has ColorStreet been around?
Not long, just since June of 2017.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So really, they had only been there for like a year before you started doing it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like I missed a whole year. I feel if I could be Cher and turn back time, I would turn back time and start when they start. I didn't even know about it until that party.
How did your sister find out about it?
Somebody invited her to a party.
Wow. It's
crazy.
Great how the world works like that, right?
Seriously, yeah.
About ColorStreet, is there anything that you wish you knew when you started?
I wish I knew how powerful it would have been to just ask a single question. Would you like to try a sample? Would you like to buy a set? Would you like to join my team? I was so different back when I started ColorStreet than I am now. I did not have the confidence that I have now. And ColorStreet gave me the confidence, right? It gave me this understanding that, when you're trying to build a business, you asking a question is just asking a question. I always had this like fear of rejection. I was always picked last in gym class growing up, right? And who wants to be the last kid picked? So that fear, right? Always. How many people on this podcast can relate to being picked last in gym class or not having a partner in the science lab? That was me, right? And so this like fear of rejection would always take over. And so had I known that asking a question and getting an answer has no reflection of who I am, if I had known that, I would probably be so much further along in my business building than I am now. And I'm very thankful and blessed for where I am now, but I just wish that I had kind of caught on a little sooner. So what I wish I knew then was it's okay to hear no, and don't be afraid of rejection.
That's some great observations right there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the fear of hearing no or being wrong, basically.
Uh-huh.
That's such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was, I'm trying to remember which song it was from, but it's, you know, you're asking, what if I fall, you know, but what if I fly?
But what if I fly? Yeah, you don't know until you do it, till you take that leap. So, but that the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, those are all things that really stop people from finding success in this world. And so that's my advice is just go for it. Who cares? Just do what's on your heart.
Do what's on your heart. I like that.
Yeah.
And you know, as we're talking about this, what advice do you have for people who are doing a side hustle while having a full-time job?
Yeah, just so as we know, side hustles are businesses, right? Businesses ebb and flow. And the biggest thing that I've learned is just consistency. Just stay consistent. The risk is worth the reward. What you do now, you'll see in 90 days. And you just have to keep pursuing your dreams and keep on going back to your why. Everybody starts and everybody has a why of why they started. And sometimes your why changes, but always go back when you start feeling like, oh, I can't do this. Like, man, you know how many times I've wanted to give up 3 kids, a husband, a full-time job, another side hustle. I've wanted to like throw my hands up. But you know what? Like my why is why I'm here. So I can't give up.
Oh, so your why. You said your why is why you're here. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah. So my why for joining ColorStreet was, you know, to really find who I was and maybe to make a little money, get some nail polish for free. That was my why. That's why I started. That's why I'm here. My why now is my why not? Why not just keep doing it? Why not just keep going? Why not keep asking questions and see what happens? Why not?
You know, as you're saying, you know, there's so many times that you wanted to give up, you know, what do you do when you need to remind yourself that, you know, you're a boss, you know, other than, you know, asking yourself the why, you know, what kind of rituals or songs or whatever it is?
So a little Billy Joel, a little bit of Ellen John, a little bit of smooth jazz. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't really pump you up, really. But I just, what pumps me up? That's a good question. I don't really listen to music to pump me up. I know, is that like weird, right? Like I like to be in silence because I'm surrounded by noise all day long. So I'm not one to be listening to music for pump up. But when I want to give up, I think about my goals and I think about, you know, I have my pros and my cons. And I think like, if I quit now, what am I going to miss out on? And that fear of missing out, that FOMO, motivates me. Like if I quit now, people who are struggling just like I am right in this moment, if I quit and they don't, I'm going to watch them and how they succeed. And I'm going to have quit and I'm going to wish that I had just kept going. So I kind of have to put myself in a place of like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And how are you going to get there? You're not going to get there by quitting. So you just got to keep going, keep pushing. And of course I have my friends and my family to lean on.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about while we're on the podcast?
Yeah. So if anybody's looking for a side hustle, a way to make some money, I will tell you that ColorStreet, it can be profitable, right? Just to throw some numbers out there, if you don't mind. ColorStreet paid out $600 million in commissionable volume last year. $600 million in commissions last year. Is that unbelievable? In nail polish. So you can make money on nail polish. And if there's anyone out there, this is a perfect little side hustle for someone who's in college, right? Because you can work anywhere at any place and be able to run it any way you want to run it. So my name on Facebook is Becky Lynn Ash. So find me. I will be more than happy to talk with you about the opportunity. And it is honestly an opportunity of a lifetime. And with going international into Canada, it's a good time.
Wow. And how else could anyone contact you?
So you can call my cell phone. No, don't call my cell phone. I'm just kidding. You can find me on Facebook. 867-5309. That's my phone number. Just kidding. You know that song? Oh, you're probably too young for that song.
What song is it?
Like 867-5309. 867-5309. All right. That's my little.
Get it, Rebecca.
Anyway, so you can contact me on Facebook, Becky Lynn Ash. You can find me, I don't know, my email address.
Sure, whatever you want to put out there,
Becky Lynn CSN@gmail.com. But I am very active on Facebook. So the best way to get in touch with me is through Facebook.
On the Becky
I will
Lynn
be
Ash.
your friend. Becky Lynn, one word, Ash.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do as a teacher, as building a community of entrepreneurs. And I hope you enjoy your birthday week.
Oh, I plan on it. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Andy Special. You can add Rebecca as a friend at Becky Lynn Ash on Facebook and be part of her VIP group, Becky's Street Nails, for deals and first dibs on new sets. Join me next Wednesday as I talk with Sunny Promyotin, leader of Sunny and the Black Pack, as we talk about his journey from producing to creating music, the creator economy, and how he connects with his community. You can follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Google Podcast to be notified of new episodes and connect on socials at the Andy Special. Until next time, my friend.